It's happened! The Texas Rangers win the World Series!
When the season ends, is baseball really over? Of course not. It's early morning practices. It's pickup games, whenever and wherever. It's the anticipation for the game today and the crack of the bat tomorrow. It's history, and it's groundbreaking. It's a dream that becomes a reality. It's believing through all the stops along the way to the journey home. When it's in your DNA, it's always time to play ball.
September 11th, 2001, I was actually sleeping. I woke up and had a message from Jorge Posada, and he told me something happened at the World Trade Center and to let him know about the game later that night if I had heard anything. And I turned on the television, and obviously you're glued to the TV. And it was the first time during my career I felt as though, what are we doing? Like, why are we playing? It's just a game. I mean, that doesn't mean anything. When we had a chance to speak with family members who were searching for loved ones, they were sharing memories of watching us play and saying how, even though times were rough, they enjoyed rooting for us for those 3 hours. And the way we looked at it was we were giving New Yorkers something to cheer for even just a short period of time. And we took on that responsibility of representing all of New York. It seemed like for a period of time, it wasn't just New Yorkers. It was like everyone was rallying behind us.
2-2. Mussina with a sign.
That's probably the play I get asked about the most.
You got to wait for a gapper.
That's fair down the right field line. And they're going to wave him around. The throw misses a cutoff man. Shot to the plate. Out of the plate.
For some reason, Jeter found himself about 15 feet from home plate.
I was exactly where I was supposed to be. I mean, it's a play that we had worked on where I'm the third cutoff man. Now, my job as a third cutoff man is basically to redirect the throw to get the runner going to third base, but I realized we had some extra time. I just caught it and got rid of it as soon as I possibly could. And I tell people that's where I was supposed to be, and they don't believe me.
Derek Jeter with one of the most unbelievable plays you will ever see by a shortstop.
Like I said, we were giving New Yorkers something to cheer for.
The scoreboard clock at left center field reads 12 o'clock, and for the first time in the history of baseball, this is November baseball.
I realized the first time the World Series had been played in November, and I had jokingly told Mr. Torre that his contract was up at midnight, and I don't have to listen to him anymore. So I gave him my bat and said, put one more hit in it.
And the 0-1. Swung and a miss, blew a fastball by him upstairs, 0-2.
I did not like facing sidearm pitchers at all during my career. I just never picked them up. Didn't have a lot of confidence against them. Matter of fact, the at-bat before I tried to bunt, and I was thrown out because I just didn't see him. But in that particular at-bat, I saw a lot of pitches. I fell behind, got back in the count, I fouled a few pitches off. So I started to figure out his release point, and just one of those moments in Yankee Stadium, man. Funny things happen.
And he is going to go from the stretch on 3-2. And the 3-2 pitch. And the 3-2 pitch. Swung on a drill to right field. Going back Sanders on the track at the wall. See ya! See ya! See ya! Oh, what a ball game!
When I was running around the bases, it was every kid's dream, hitting a walk-off home run in the World Series. That's what every kid dreams of. It's what I dreamed of. You practice it in your backyard.
A game-winning walk-off home run by Derek Jeter. He is Mr. November.
When I first heard Mr. November, I mean, I didn't think it was something that was going to stick. I just thought it was something for a day. But I'll tell you a funny story. I ran and I jumped up on the home plate and I messed up my heel. So if you go through some of the highlights of the rest of the World Series, I'm limping all over the place. That was the first and last time I jumped up on home plate.
Shoots, hits one to left. The wall. The Yankees have tied it again. Into right field, base hit. Play at the plate. Yankees win.
Some of the loudest games that we've played during my career were in the World Series in 2001. You don't have an opportunity every single year to get to the ultimate goal, and unfortunately we didn't win that World Series, but I still hear about that World Series as much as any World Series I played in.
We're very proud, again, to introduce the 11th captain of the New York Yankees, Derek Jeter.
Captain is not a title that's thrown around lightly in our organization. You know, there's only been a few of them.
That one hit to left field, way back. Derek Jeter, bad hand and all. Goodbye, home run over the wall.
You don't dream about being captain of the Yankees. I mean, the dream is to make it to the major leagues, play for the Yankees, win World Series, but you don't sit down and say, oh yeah, I want to be a captain on top of that.
Pitches hit in the air to deep left. It is high. It is far. It is gone.
I think it's something that evolves over time. You get to know your teammates. You get to know personalities. If you speak all the time, people stop paying attention to what you say. I think you speak when you need to make a point.
I'd like to thank the boss, obviously, for giving me this title, and it's something that I will always treasure, and, you know, I'll do it to the best of my ability. Thank you.
To this day is one of the greatest honors I've received during my playing career, and it's something that sticks with you. You know, I still go around now and people call me captain. It's something that I never took lightly. It was a big responsibility. You have responsibility to your teammates, the fans, the organization, the media. I took it very seriously.
1-2. He loops that to left field. Going to be a tough play. Jeter on the run, makes the play.
In 2001, I fell into the photographer's pit during a postseason game.
Jeter makes the catch and falls into the crowd.
In this particular game against Boston, catching the pop-up was not hard. That's not a hard play. It's an easy play, matter of fact. But I knew I was running out of room, going through my head, what am I going to do? You know, do I try to run into the wall? Do I slide? My mind went back to when I fell in the photographer's pit, so let me just jump over it.
Pure hustle, pure guts. I got to make the play. Nothing else matters.
So I figured I'd just land in someone's lap, but I landed in the one seat that had no fan during that game.
I mean, it's just full tilt. There's no way you could stop.
People say all the time, you could have stopped. I couldn't stop. I didn't have time to stop.
Wow, Jeter really banged himself up. Wow.
The catch wasn't hard, but the aftermath hurt. Do we have to talk about 2004 with Boston? Probably from 98 forward, we were always close with Boston. I mean, we were arguably the top two teams in baseball.
Pedro Martinez with 17 strikeouts. Jorge Posada with a two-run shot. He is going, and Ortiz pounds a home run into right. There's a fly ball deep to left.
If you play someone that many times, they're bound to beat you at some point.
Ortiz into deep right field. We'll see you later tonight.
That series hurts as much as any series I've played in.
Damon run into the plate, and he can keep on running to New York. Game 6 tomorrow night.
I don't play it back and go, what if? Because we were in the situation we wanted to be. Game 4, Game 5, we're right where we wanted to be.
Damon hits it in the air. At the wall, a grand slam. Ground ball to a second. Reese, the Boston Red Sox have won the pennant with the biggest comeback in postseason baseball history.
Tip your hats to them. I mean, they kept battling and they came back and they beat us. And there's a lot of pressure on Boston. I mean, they hadn't won in a long time, and they always had to answer the questions about losing us all the time, but that still hurts today.
It's a huge honor to put this uniform on every day and come out here and play. And every member of this organization, past and present, has been calling this place home for 85 years. And although things are going to change next year, we're going to move across the street, there are a few things with the New York Yankees that never change. That's pride, it's tradition, and most of all, we have the greatest fans in the world.
Driven out to deep center field, going back Sizemore, still back, looking up, see ya! The first home run here at Yankee Stadium off the bat of Jorge Posada.
I felt as though in 2009 we had the most talented team.
He struck him out.
Talent's going to help you win.
Ball game over, and another mob at home plate at the new house.
Whether it was the first inning, the ninth inning, we were never out of a game, and we were capable of scoring a lot of runs quick.
And the 2-0. There it is. For 72 years, Lou Gehrig has been the Yankees' all-time hits leader. Now, it's Derek Jeter.
One thing with Yankee fans is they're very aware of the history of the organization. And when I was setting the all-time hit record for the Yankees, it's something that meant a lot to the fans. And it's a big deal. You don't ever put on a major league uniform, especially a Yankee uniform, and say, yeah, one day I'm going to have more hits than anyone that's played, because it seems so far-fetched with all the great players that have been there. I didn't give myself a chance to reflect at all. It's a character flaw for me. I was always, what's next, what's next? My focus was always on the team and always on winning. My parents used to always try to tell me to enjoy the ride. I couldn't. I played a long time, and I tried to be consistent. So I was able to set that record.
27-22, and he moves ahead of the legendary Iron Horse, Henry Louis Gehrig.
And a high fly ball belted down the left field line. It is gone.
Our postseason run in 2009, we have a good chance of winning the World Series. I didn't like playing in the Metrodome. You know, pop-ups, fly balls, you lose it in the roof. They had the old artificial turf. It was time for a new stadium in Minnesota.
Ground ball hit out to Jeter. How apropos. And the Yankees are moving on to the American League Championship Series for the first time since 2004.
In order for us to win in 2009, we had to get through Anaheim. Anaheim gave us problems every year.
Percy delivers, and it popped up. Makes the catch. It's Angel Ganado. The Yankees are going home empty to New York.
They were aggressive, they pitched, they played defense, they ran the bases. They gave us a real tough time, and I think for us, Anaheim was a thorn in our side.
Jeter lines one into center. The run will score. Jeter will hold, and it's 4-1 New York. That's it in the air to right. Jeter makes it 2-0.
Once we got through Anaheim, I figured we'd win a World Series that year.
Got him on the outside corner. Yankees win the pennant.
We get a chance to go back and celebrate and experience the success that we had years ago. It had been a long time coming for us.
What a World Series it should be. A great matchup. Why? These are two veteran teams. That ball is Hits it down the right field line into the corner. It is 1-0 Phillies.
I thought we matched up well against the Phillies. We had to beat them, right? They're the defending champions.
Here's an 0-2. And a good start for Cliff Lee as he strikes out Jeter on 3 pitches. Little pop-up. Lee will take it himself.
I know they had a confident group. We had confidence as well.
Got him. And a strikeout for Burnett. 2 on, 1 out. 1-1 pitch is grounded under the glove of Rollins. Throw by Ibanez is late.
We had pitching, we had defense, we had offense, we could score.
There goes Damon.
The throw's in the dirt, and Damon keeps going after the pop-up slide.
We could beat you in many different ways, and I think we showed it in that series.
To the second baseman. The Yankees are back on top. World champions for the 27th time.
It was like a reminder of this is what it feels like, because we hadn't won since 2000. You know, we lost in 01, we lost in 03.
And the Florida Marlins are world champions.
And then to win again, it's like you almost forget what it feels like. Especially going to the ticker tape parade again. No disrespect to any other city, but I can't see a championship celebration being any better than it is in New York. I mean, millions of people hanging from light poles and buildings. That feeling of winning is something that you miss.
Herrick got his first hit on May 30th of 1995. 17 years later, we stand at the precipice of history. That one's drilled deep to left field. Looking up. See ya. 3,000. History with an exclamation point. Oh, what a way to join the 3,000 hit club. Derek Jeter has done it in grand style.
Getting my 3,000 hit was a relief. Anytime something was focused solely on me, it made me uncomfortable. I put a lot of pressure on myself to do it. I did put a lot of pressure on myself to do it at home, and I struggled quite a bit. It was a relief.
And Derek becomes the 28th man to pick up 3,000 hits. The first Yankee ever in the glorious history of the franchise, and he does it with a home run.
It gave me a chance to exhale. Consistency in my mind is the most undervalued and underappreciated characteristic in any profession. You don't miss it until it's gone. I think it's consistency in your overall behavior. I think it's in your work ethic. I tried to be consistent day in and day out. I wanted the organization, I wanted my teammates to be able to count on me, fan base to be able to count on me. And I took a lot of pride in that.
You know, I took a lot of time thinking about this. You know, last year I've been very vocal on how disappointing last year was, how hard it was for me to play.
Most importantly, I always told myself if it felt like a job, then it was time for me to go home. And I had broken my ankle twice, 2012 and then in 2013, and it had become physically too challenging for me to play. I knew it was time for me to retire. The last season was tough for me. It almost felt like I was attending my funeral at every city I go to for the last time, because they're showing highlights of my career and giving me parting gifts, which I appreciated very much, but it was a tough year for me. My final game at Yankee Stadium was the toughest game I've ever had to play emotionally. It was the only game I played in my career in 20 years that didn't mean anything, because we were mathematically eliminated. So I played one game in Yankee Stadium that didn't count, and it was the last game I ever played. The fans treated it like it was a playoff game.
A drive to deep left, way back, and it's off the wall. A double by Jeter, and it's a 2-1 game.
Top of the ninth inning, I was saying, take me out of the game before I mess it all up. And then, home run, it's tied.
Back goes Jan, looking up, tie game.
And I'm like, man, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. You know, I knew I was coming up third.
Well, the script is there. The last page is in Derek's hands.
I just knelt down. I said, God, if you have one more hit left in you, please let it be right here.
Be true Hollywood if Jeter gets a base hit to win the game.
A base hit to right. They're waving him home. The throw, it's close, but he scores.
Derek Jeter, where fantasy becomes reality.
It's just one of those magical moments in Yankee Stadium. And it just played out like it was a storybook ending. And it's funny because people say, oh, it's all scripted. Yeah, okay. We scripted the whole entire thing.
Is that unbelievable? Or is that unbelievable?
It couldn't have gone any better. After the game, when I go up to shortstop, I just wanted to remember the feeling of being at shortstop for the last time. I wanted to take that with me. I just wanted to have a moment to myself, even though it's not to myself because it's in front of all the Yankee fans. But for us as players, that's who we play for, is fans. And they push you day in and day out. They're never satisfied, which is why we got along so good.
I don't know if any athlete anywhere has bonded with the fans more than Derek has.
There's a lot of people that have dreams of playing baseball. People see individuals that have had some level of success and they think they just woke up there. But there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, a lot of preparation, and a lot of people that help you along the way. You have to work harder than everyone else. And if you're passionate about it, then it's not work. I don't know if I'd change anything if I could go back. You know, I want to tell myself to have fun and enjoy it a little bit more. But then I don't think I'd be where I am if I did. I wouldn't change anything. This is my stop. See you in the show.